Doing a solo backpacking trip in the Little Book Cliff Canyons. Should be about a 20-mile loop. We'll hopefully do it in one night, and we'll go through some beautiful canyons. Maybe see some wild horses. The very start of this trail is already beautiful. I've been in to the main canyon before, but I haven't done the full loop. So curiosity is getting the better of me. Carrying over a gallon of water, but it'd be nice to be able to refill. And it looks like that creek down there does have some water. A little muddy, but we can make do. There's also, I think, a horse right there. I don't know if it's a domestic horse that someone's riding or if it's one of the wild horses though. Those are definitely two wild horses down there, which is pretty cool. Last time I was here, we got approached by a lone stallion. That was a little cool, but also scary. So we'll see what this time is like. A lot of beautiful red paintbrush is starting to blossom here. We've reached the first branch on the loop, so I'm gonna go this way through the canyon tonight. Then we'll come back down through that side canyon tomorrow. Full of cactus and sagebrush, junipers, pinyon. Such a beautiful, beautiful canyon. So this is a fun little blast from the past. I'm about 6 miles into the canyon. I got to the end of the main canyon and I'm about to turn on to the next trail. But the last time I came here in November, this is the exact spot where we set up camp. So it's a little fun to see it again. So I've got a choice to make. I have still a little over or around 15 miles to hike, I'm about to start climbing out of this canyon. I've got like 22,000 to like 2,200 feet of elevation gain, but I'm expecting, it's like decently warm today, so I'm expecting to be sweating a lot. And I still have about 4 liters of water, but I'm just a little scared that that would be cutting it close. So I did bring my water filtration kit, but as you can see, the water I collected from that stream has a lot of sediment in it. Like, I mean, you saw when it was flowing, it like looked like chocolate milk or something. And so anyways, this is going to be pretty challenging to filter because all that sediment is just going to clog up my filter really fast. And so I think there might be a spring once I get out of the canyon, but I'm not sure where it is, and I'm not sure if it's going to be flowing. So I don't think I'm going to filter this water now, but I think I'm going to try to take it with me as a backup. But it is going to be quite heavy carrying all that water, and I might not need it. But I you know, I'm in a desert environment, and water is just something I really don't want to take a chance on. So anyways, like, I'm wondering if I can just sort of hang it like that for a while and let the sediment settle out, but I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't really have a great way to pre-filter this. So anyways, hopefully we find something better, but we'll see how it goes. Well, taking this chocolate milk water with me, it's going to be a heavy load on this climb, but get through it. All right, about to start my climb out of this wonderful canyon. There's a biological soil crust, so I'll have to watch where I'm stepping. This trail is really not well traveled. There's not many fresh prints, if any. There's vegetation coming up on the path, so might be the only one out here. Looks like a horse or something left a whole bunch of fur on here. Well, damn. Gonna have to probably go around this tree. Fell in the trail. I've been going through this sort of forested area. Almost everything was junipers. I just noticed the first pinyon. Man, this is kind of steep. I'm really liking this clearing of sagebrush amongst the junipers and pinyons. This juniper looks dead, but it's still got 1 or 2 living branches. It must be ancient. Cool little flowering bush. Look at that. Well, I've crushed about 2 liters of water, and thankfully there is a spring here, which is great because this water still looks like chocolate milk. Look at that concretion or whatever that is in that rock. Very cool. I made it to where the trail intersects this OHV road. Doesn't look like this road has been used this season, so I was half expecting to see some people camping up here, but might have it to myself. But I don't know how far I'm gonna want to go. But anyways, should be coming up on Monument Rocks pretty soon. I get the feeling I'm gonna want to be exploring those mountains over there someday. Look at that. There's some wallflowers out here. Wasn't really expecting to see those. Would not mind camping here. But I've got a little further I want to go today. Wonder what mountains those are. Flat tops, maybe. There's a lizard on that rock. He's pretty. Look at that. There's some turkey tracks here. Maybe we'll see a turkey. This burn area is probably why this trail seems like it hasn't been used in years. I've gone about 12 miles today, and the sun is starting to get pretty low, and I'm kind of at this nice flat open area. It's still in this burn area, but I think it'll be okay to camp in here. So I'm just gonna look around for a place to set up, but it is very, very beautiful here. All right, tent is set up, so just time to make dinner, get ready for bed. Slept into about 7:30. Had some pretty wild dreams last night, but I suppose that means I slept pretty decent. So, gotta get up and make some breakfast. Got into the 30s last night. Not crazy cold, but a little chilly. Feels kind of surreal walking through this burn area. It's just such a sort of unique environment, I guess. And I've been through burn areas before, but never had to kind of route find in them like this. And I don't know. I don't know if I think they're pretty or just eerie or what, but there's something very striking about it. Seeing that just makes me even more motivated to go to the flat tops. So many of these trails just fucking disappear. I'm left kind of route finding myself, so glad to come across this trail marker. That juniper must be very old. Dropped back into this canyon, So we're definitely on the last leg of the journey now. The spots on this rock are very interesting. I have no idea what's going on there. That is a large hoodoo. That cluster of enormous hoodoos is pretty wild. If we get to get closer. There's hoodoos everywhere around here. Pretty crazy. That's huge. Back in the main canyon, some familiar formations becoming visible again. We'll be done in no time. I'm so confused about these like trees or willows here, because they have like these leaves or needles that look like junipers, but they're clearly not junipers. And in the fall, these things turn like golden yellow. And I just don't know what they are, but I want to know. Now doing the last little climb out of the canyon and back to the parking lot. Goodbye, canyon. Thank you for a beautiful weekend. Well, I made it back to my car. That ended up being about 22.5 miles and about 2,400 feet of gain. So not anything too crazy. It was fairly long, but it wasn't like super duper challenging or anything. I will say some of those trails, especially the Crazy Ed Trail and the Ute Trail, it seems like they either have just like not been maintained at all for multiple years, or they've just been like completely rerouted from what Onyx said, because there were sections of those trails that just completely disappeared. And we're just like, in general, most of the trails were very overgrown and had tons of like fallen trees and stuff obstructing them. But there were especially sections where there was just essentially no trail to speak of, or I was just looking in the wrong place for it because it was marked wrong on my map. So probably should have called the field office before I went on this trip, but ended up working out okay. And it was actually a really good trip. I really needed this. It went through a lot of really varied landscapes. The weather was great. It was beautiful all around. And yeah, it was a good time.